This is Straight Talk with Atlanta native Greg Fann, the preacher man, and his sidekick Shanan Jones. Frank discussions of issues affecting the ATL, Fulton County, the state of Georgia, the nation, and around the world. And now, here they are, live and in living color, the team of Jones and Fann, the preacher man.
Well, brothers and sisters, you're listening tonight to Nothing But Straight Talk with yours to the Greg Fann, the preacher man, and Shanan E. Jones. Thank you, Hal, for bringing us on. But listen, don't forget to like us, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to make comments, don't forget to share. And listen, guys, we're living in a ball of confusion. Shanan, you remember that song? Oh, you too young. You don't know about the song, A Ball of Confusion. A ball of confusion, a lot of deception, a lot of lies, and we don't know if we're up or if we're down. What's really going on? You know that song, Shane. What's going on? What's really going? Let me tell you what's going on.
I know what's going on. I know Marvin now.
You know Marvin. I'm gonna do. You know what's going on? You know what's going on in this time. You know what's going on in this time.
I know about make me want to holler, throw up both my hands. I know that.
Hey, you know all about that. Listen, Shannon and I are going to be back in just a few minutes, and we're going to be talking after Miss C, if we can find her. Miss C, we're going to come back after Miss C. Miss Shannon going to do some real straight talking tonight, because, boy, it's a lot of stuff going on. Miss Shannon want to Shannon and I, let me use correct English, Shannon, you don't mind. Shannon and I, we're going to use proper English tonight, and Shannon and I will be back after Miss C. Don't forget to listen to us each and every Sunday at 7 p.m. on WIGO. And like us, subscribe, make comments, and share on our YouTube channel. It's around the world. Straight Talk with Greg Fann, the preacher man, and Shanan E. Big Papa Jones.
Hi, Miss C here with your 3-minute or less news blast. Hey, Greg. Hey, Shanan. How y'all doing? Good to see you, as usual. Listen, I just got a couple of invites for you, okay? Flipper Temple AME Church at 580 Atlanta Student Movement Boulevard in Southwest Atlanta invites you to worship with them each Sunday. You can worship live in person in the sanctuary, or you can go to YouTube or Facebook or our website, and that's flippertempleamechurch.com. And we also invite you to worship and, come to Bible study on Wednesdays. We have it at 6:30 in the morning, and also again at, we have it at 7 a.m. in the morning on Wednesday and 6:30 p.m. in the afternoon on Wednesday. And you can call the church if you want more information on how to join us for Bible study at 404-522-5080. Reverend Gregory Von Eason is pastor. And listen, Pastor Bishop Fann's church, they're having a school supply drive. It's going to be July 27th from noon to 3 p.m. at Liberty International Church, 1362 Metropolitan Parkway in Atlanta. Now, when it's a school supply drive, so just about they need everything, including pencils, pens, flyers. I'm sorry, not flyers, folders, and binders and backpacks and notebooks and, just anything that kids can use for school. Call 678-790-4449 to get more information on the things that they need. And listen, I'd like for you to do 4 things for me. I'd like for you to like us, subscribe to us, leave comments, and share us. Don't keep Straight Talk News to yourself. Let everybody know about Straight Talk News. You'll be glad you did. And listen, if you'd like for us to announce your event, just email it to me at straighttalknews1362@gmail.com. And listen, in the meantime and in between time, may the Lord God bless you real good. Bye now.
Well, we're back. Shannon and I, boy, we really love doing this program. We have a lot of fun doing it. But we talk straight talk. Hal Lamont called me today and Hal said, Greg, you and Shannon doing a great job. Keep on doing a great job. You're doing so many people tell us about what we're doing because we don't bite our tongue. We do not bite our tongue. We say it just like this. I hope, Shannon, you know they've taken us off several other times, right? They've taken us off for not biting
Yeah,
our tongue, right?
yeah, we
And
might get off tonight.
then we might get cut off tonight. Like they might do us
Yeah,
like they did Morning Joe on the Morning
yeah,
Joe
like they
show.
did Morning Joe.
They did Morning Joe.
Yeah,
So,
can't talk about Trump now. We gotta be nice now for one day.
well, I'm not. You know what? I'm gonna be nice about the truth. That's what I'm gonna be nice about tonight. I'm gonna just be
No.
nice
When I
about the
said
truth.
that, I didn't mean that. I meant that's what they told Morning Joe. Got to be nice for one day.
Oh, one day, okay. Well, listen. You know, let's go back and revisit from the day you kicked Donald Trump and packed his stuff up and put it in a van on this show. Let's go back to that.
I
And,
packed up. I thought it was easy packing him up, but he had packed half of it up himself and took it down to Mar-a-Lago.
and now Judge Cannon has said because of an opinion that one Supreme Court judge gave, Clarence Thomas, who's corrupted, you know what? Clarence Thomas said that the government doesn't have the God, they don't have the authority to appoint a special prosecutor. So they don't have that authority.
Unconstitutional
It's
prosecutor.
unconstitutional. When we've been had special prosecutors all this while, all of a sudden and so what she does is she takes his opinion only, and she ruled that Jack Smith's case has no merit, no
Ain't happening.
ground, it is non-existent. She dismisses the case. But she's been
Hey,
dismissing the case ever since she got the case.
Bishop, let me ask you this:
Mhm.
Was Kenneth Starr back in Clinton? You know Kenneth Starr, who
Now, I
used to
don't
take
know
his
the name
trash out
Star.
every. Huh?
I don't know Kenneth Star.
No, not the Night Star, not Midnight Star. Kenneth Starr.
Okay. What about Kenneth Star?
Remember, wasn't he the prosecutor over Clinton? And he used to come out every day, take his trash out, and he would go and get in the car and would wasn't he a special prosecutor? I thought he was a special prosecutor.
I don't remember. I
Remember
don't recall him.
97, Monica Lewinsky? Don't go all the way back. Monica Lewinsky, all that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I
okay.
thought he was a special prosecutor.
Yeah, we'll see
Yeah,
because that
and
that,
that
that
went on for like a year and a half.
on a on a on on a on a on a what may be a
Yeah,
sexual
that's
act.
okay because
Yeah.
we on
On a
WIPO.
sexual
Yeah,
act that
Lord.
may have been performed by a president in the Oval Office.
Yes, while
So
he was on the phone with Russia.
he had to investigate that. And what's the last one was? Not the last one. The one who was a special prosecutor who found no real grounds to do anything. And I tell you, we had several different, prosecutors, special prosecutors. But
I can't think of it, but to your point,
yeah,
it's been many of them,
it's been many of them.
and the ones that attacked the Democrats, there was not a problem with that. I think Samuel wants to come on the show tonight,
Oh, hey, Sam.
but they did not. They did not. They didn't have a problem when they were attacking Democrats, but now it's just something about this Trump. They don't want you to touch it. They don't
Listen,
want you to
what
touch
they
it.
call him, the Teflon man. He's a Teflon man, right? He
Man,
wears
they
the
got him walking on water.
he got
But what
a
folk don't understand is that water he walking on, they got a table under that water. He really walking on the table, but they making it trying to make it seem like he's walking on water, but he's
man.
walking on a table.
Well, he's an actor. He's a performer anyway. He's a performer anyway. But Cannon says, nope, that case is done away with. But Jack Smith is
Yeah,
taking her. He's going to appeal a decision, and then the ironic part about it is it won't move until around September or October before they even look at it. The election is November the 5th. So I guess the question is, even if Trump is elected on November the 5th, he's technically not the president until he takes off office. So
no,
until
stop,
that time,
stop. He still
okay.
think he is the president. What you mean?
Oh, he already thinks he's president.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
don't you hear? If
Excuse
you
me,
listen to the convention, they're not calling him former president. They called him President Trump. Those
President
people
Trump.
never thought. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
I just
Well,
want to I didn't mean to cut you off, but I
well,
just
you,
want
I'm,
to
well,
give you some
you may, you probably, I stand to be corrected because they already done made him the president. So if in case go in after November, if he hasn't been sworn in by January, it should be he's still not the president until he's officially sworn in to take an oath of office that he's not going to abide by. Because he did abide by it the last time. If you think you're gonna abide by it this time, when he said, "I'm gonna be dictator day one," I'm not thinking about what y'all talking about. And I am going to support Project 2025, which I tell you, I don't know nothing about it. I know
I don't
absolutely
know nothing about
nothing.
that.
I know nothing.
Nothing about it.
You remember
Do you
Hogan's
know these
Heroes?
145 people that work for you? Did they work for me? All 145 of them that did the thing worked for you, Mr. Trump. You don't know them? You don't remember them?
No. Listen, you remember Sergeant Shooks on Hogan's Heroes? I know
I
nothing. I
do.
know nothing. I
I
don't know
know
what y'all talking about.
nothing.
I don't know what y'all talking about. This man has the gall, and he doesn't care about people. I don't even understand why people, flock to him and believe so in him. He's not loyal to anybody. The gentleman get killed at an event that he has, and his wife gets a call from President Biden. She doesn't take his
She
call
don't
because
think
she
so.
said Biden. Her husband was a staunch Republican, so she didn't take the call. But Donald Trump ain't called her yet. He hadn't even called her yet to express sympathies and condolences because he's too caught up in himself because he's self-serving. It's all about him.
But Bishop, let's just pause for a moment on that
I
because
will.
that gives us that's a thermometer that's taking the temperature of our country, right? This is a woman whose husband was a quote unquote patriot. Now, I was told that the true patriots, like they want you everybody, but the true patriots are the men and women who are in the American Armed Forces. An
Okay.
oath of office that they take, as well as the president of the United States and cabinet members and all, that you defend the United States of America against all enemies, both foreign and domestic.
Okay.
That you are a true patriot of this country. The president of the United States of America called this woman to offer his condolences on behalf of a grateful nation.
Right.
And she could not take the call because she said her husband would not have wanted her to take that call. The question is, well, then where is his patriotism? And where is her patriotism? If a phone call can come from 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue to Hearst Willacoochee Street, somewhere in backwoods of Pennsylvania, and the
Butler.
president is on the phone to call her, Butler, Pennsylvania, calling her to offer condolences, and she won't even take the call. What does that tell you about the ideological civil war that's going on? What is that? In other words, she's saying he's not my president.
Right.
That is not my president. My president is Stonewall Jackson. That's not my president. That my allegiances, and in the name of my husband, who was killed at a rally for his political, for the candidate of his choice. But at the end of the day, this sounds like they're two Americas. If she wouldn't take a call from Biden, she certainly wouldn't, as a military official, she wouldn't take an order from him. She doesn't
Amen.
see him as the commander in chief.
True that.
She doesn't respect the Constitution of the United States of America, which in a democracy means that sometimes your party's going to win and sometimes your party's not going to win. But these people aren't talking about a party. This is a movement, and it's dangerous, Bishop.
It's
It's
a dangerous
dangerous.
movement because they are rewriting how, well, actually really and truly it's like a mob. It's like a mob, Shannon. You really think about it, how a mob is unleashed and it takes a life of its own. You know, I mean, you started, but then it moves this way and it moves that way because then somebody else gets in and somebody else comes in with another ideology or another philosophy or theology, and the next thing you know, you got chaos and confusion everywhere because you got a whole lot of little many leaders that's leading in a different direction. You don't have a guide, a standard that we follow, that others of us who believe in the Constitution will uphold that the laws of the Constitution, that these things, that all men are created equal. And if you break these laws, then you're going to go to jail for breaking the laws. You're going to go to jail or you're going to spend some time, long time in jail. Well, what we have is, as you said, is we have people who have said out, I'm going to abide by these self-made laws. You know, it's just like going on a job. I worked a job that every day, you know, we had a set of standard rules. These are the standard rules. But every day we went to work, the supervisor would change the rules from the day before. So we never really had any real standard rules. We had whatever rules was the rules for him for that day. And if we didn't abide by those rules during that day, then we could be written up, suspended, or fired. Because every day we knew when we came in that the rules were going to change. And that's what's happening now is the rules, they keep on changing. They keep on changing. They keep on changing. There won't be, even with Project 2025. I would venture to say to you that what they're trying to do with Project 2025 and the thing they say they're going to change or they're going to do, those rules are going to change and they're going to change and they're going to change because it's going to be the people who are making those rules up as they go. And you can't
The bottom
live,
line,
you can't work in nowhere by making up rules as you go. You got to have standard rule. The Constitution is a standard rule as to how we are to abide by and live in this country.
and we're in a place now where the rule is this: if the playing field is level, if the goals are clear, the rules are fair, the rules are published, excuse me, and the ref is fair, then anybody can win. But if the playing field is not leveled, if the goals are not clear, if the rules are not published, if the refs are not fair, then everybody's going, everybody can lose and nobody can win ultimately. And so right now we're in a place, what will it profit either party to get their candidate in and to lose the soul of this country? Because that's where the United States is. And this is, to me, I'm a Red Fox lover, right? This is the summer of the you big dummy. This is the summer of
You
the
big
you
dummy.
and we ain't gonna even talk about, they run around talking about a boy with a bad shot the president, but he got put out the club because he couldn't shoot. We're not even gonna talk about shot the former president. We're not even gonna talk about the story that's being pushed around that, because that's very, perplexing to me. The Secret Service couldn't see a man with a, it's amazing. It's like January 6th. If black folk had done that, we all know what would have happened. Folk
Shannon,
got there and said, we gonna stop the steal.
Shannon,
That we already know what's going on. We don't need to say it,
Shannon,
right? We
Shannon,
already know what happened.
Shannon,
And
Shannon,
this guy
Shannon.
is sitting on the roof, and he just sitting up, he walking around whistling, and people looking at him. Security can't find him. 20-year-old boy can't find him. We don't know where he is. Well, hey,
Yeah,
I don't want no security like that, right? Can't find him. And then he goes up on the roof. And folks say he's up on the roof. There he is. Oh, hey, at 9 minutes after the hour, he's on the roof. And then 2 minutes later,
mm,
allegedly, he shoots a man and then hits an ear. Mm.
mm.
I'm just wondering who might have been in them woods and them trees behind him. But anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. But this is the summer of the you big dummy. It's a lot of big dummy stuff
Yeah,
that's spread around. And we just really need to open our eyes. You're right. You just led a call with several ministers tonight talking about the saving of democracy. And we certainly need to do that. That's on the ballot. But when are we going to talk about the musical chairs that's going on with the party, Bishop? What's happening with that?
I want to go back to something you were saying about the kid on the roof. When you had
Yeah,
all these people, law enforcement officers in the building that he was up on the roof on, right? Uh,
yeah.
I mean, it's a whole lot of thing around that. And then now people are marketing the thing that he has on his ear. They're walking around wearing one on their ear. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
where are we going? Where are we going with this? Where are we going with this? When is morality going to sit in? I read something, and then I'll come to your point in terms of where are we going with the parties and the parties. The Vance said in his book is
JD
that
Vance. Hillbilly Elegy.
rich people have morals. Poor people have no morals. Really? Rich people have morals and poor people don't have morals. Now that's an indictment on saying that and he said, yeah, the Bible said I'm gonna have the poor with you always, don't mean that the poor they have immoral, they're immoral, right? That's your own opinion. But you would even think like that, right?
Is
So
he
I'm just
saying he
saying,
didn't have,
do it now.
because he was a hillbilly, a poor hillbilly? Was he saying he doesn't have morals, or
Hey,
maybe his
listen,
mother, who was on just got off drugs back in 2014? Is that? I mean, I don't know who he's talking about
yeah,
when he
yeah,
say
yeah.
that they don't
Well,
have
you
morals.
you
The
know
poor
who
in
he talk.
spirit might not have it,
You
but
know who
but but
you know who he's talking about. The same one that you were just talking about. The ones that are not in his category and are not privileged like he is privileged
oh,
because
okay.
of how
That's,
and the color of his skin and how he was born, right? So yes,
mhm.
that privilege, like Donald Trump had that privilege. If that had been a black man or any other a Hispanic or any other person who had done all the things that Mr. Trump has been accused of, he would be under the jail, not in jail, under the jail. But because
Yeah.
he's privileged,
Well, we're gonna come to see that he's jockeying Donald Vance. That's his name, JD, jockeying Donald Vance,
Okay.
and so that's what he's doing, and he's doing whatever he could do. I believe that he was probably telling the truth when he was about 4 years ago, when he was
Mm-hmm.
completely anti-Trump.
Right.
There's no. I'm not anti a lot of people, but there's no one that I had such a strong position on back. Well, not 4 years ago, but now that would have been almost 8 years ago. There's very few things. If there's someone that I had a very strong negative opinion about 8 years ago, it hadn't changed that much 8 years later. And you got to do something for me to make me have a strong opinion about you. But when I get a strong negative opinion about somebody, 8 years later, I got a strong negative opinion about some folk back in 79, let alone 8 years ago. Okay. So I'm just, but 39 years old. He gets to be the vice president. He gets to do what his leader tells him to do, and he's willing to sell himself out. But that's what Republicans do. Democrats are flower children. We fall in love. Democrats do that. Republicans fall in line, and you see that. You can talk about their wives,
Yeah, they
and
fall
they'll
in
get up
line.
there and Ted Cruz, and hey,
Yep,
I
they
know you
fall in
called my
line.
wife ugly. I love you, Donald. Yes,
Yeah,
sir,
they
boss.
fall in
I
line.
do. So they get in line with what they want to do, and here we are, as we are watching the Democratic Party, and they are 108 days out from election and have had a stellar president. But they now say he can't. He's not going to be. We got to get rid of him. He's got to go. He's got to go, and they've made it so that I think they've done something to him. It seems like he's fumbling more and looking more frail. I think they've killed his spirit, and he's forgotten about what he's done with Project 2022 and 23 and 24 to advance and do all passed, and now they still have not said who they propose 108 days out to be the man that they have marched from Judgment Hall to Judgment Hall. They have finally convicted him on 34 felonies. The Supreme Court has become his
Savior.
oversight, his savior and protector. And then
Savior.
he gets shot 5 days before he gives the speech to accept his nomination. And the Democrats are talking about, with their flowers, who can we fall in love with now?
Now. But you took my commentary, but I'm gonna let you have it. I'm gonna let
So
you
I
have
guess I've
it.
been working so long.
That's all right. You're a younger version of me. So we
Well, give him the older version.
But really, this whole thing of the musical chairs with the Democratic Party, the musical chairs, the abandoning a person who has done all the things that Mr. Biden has done. Yes, he's old. He's admitted he's old. Yes, I'm old. However, look at what I've done. Look at what I've led. Look at the accomplishment we've made during my 4 years in office. Look at where we were when I took over. We were coming out from under a pandemic. The country was shut down. There was no real economy moving. No schools. Most of the schools were closed down. I mean, the country was pretty much shut down when he took over. He took over in the midst of a real crisis. And then you end up with all of these wars and all of these things that Putin is doing with Ukraine, and all of this stuff he has tried to and have worked to move and keep America in a positive light, when his own members of his party now seem to be wanting to abandon him now because he just can't do it. He can't do it. He can't do it. Well, we all gonna get old if we live. We all gonna get old. But he has been what he is, who he is. And why they want to abandon him, God knows, I don't know, other than the fact that he's old. And sometimes he gets forgetful. And I think we all get forgetful sometimes. Even you, young stud. Young buddy. Young Shanan. Even you get forgetful sometimes. We all get forgetful sometimes. So I think that what we're doing is we are putting him in a state of he can't win it. They're saying he can't win it. But there are other people who are saying he can win it. So now we are divided, and the house divided cannot. We're preachers. The house divided cannot and will not stand. So how you plan on winning anything? So we can win the Congress, we can win the Senate. Well, when you killing your leader, how you think you're gonna win? When you the leader of the party, you coming against him, how you think you're gonna win? How do you think you're gonna win? You coming against the leader of your party, and how do you think that you're gonna win this, and this, and this, and this? I'm looking at Ship coming out now, because Pelosi coming out saying what she's saying. He's in California. He wants to be the senator there. He wants to be the senator there. The reality of it is, guys, we how many days we got? 100 and some days. We don't have a whole lot of time to be playing with this thing. When we got to look at this country, is democracy is at stake. You got world leaders who respect Biden, who do not respect Donald Trump, who is an autocrat and wants to be a dictator like his buddy Kim Jong-un, and Putin, who wants to be a dictator like them, and who has said, I'll be a dictator for one day, and I'm going to shoot people down in the street if I grab a woman. Ain't nothing y'all going to do about it. Y'all prove that. He proved that. The courts helped him prove that. I can grab it. I can shoot somebody down in the street. They ain't going to do nothing to me. If he proving that. If you got to believe what the man is saying, because what he's saying is what he's gonna do. You can't get caught up in the rhetoric and the holding up his fists and all of that and showing I'm a strong man. I'm a strong leader. I'm showing you I'm a strong leader. Look at what I got. Look at how they dealing with me. They can't handle me. I'm Donald J. Trump. Man, please. Absolutely. And if you saw his daughter in the interview, Melania said Melania, but his daughter,
Ivanka.
Ivanka said, I don't want anything else to do with politics. I'm not going to be involved in it. I don't want to be involved. I'm going to be with my kids and help raise my kids because politics is just not all of that. Because what she was saying is too dirty. It's too
It's not
dirty.
only dirty, but it's weak, chump, punk people that don't have integrity. And so when you sit up and say that a Biden, and they say, well, he's forgetful. Yeah, he's forgetful. But what didn't he forget to do? He's forgetful, but he didn't forget to put a black woman in as the vice president of the United States of America.
Right.
He didn't forget to put a black woman on the United States Supreme Court. He didn't forget to give the Pell Grants. He didn't forget to give billions of dollars to HBCUs. He might be forgetful, but he did not forget to honor the commitments that he made to our community and to the party. He did not forget to dismiss billions of dollars in student debt. He didn't forget to create jobs are growing, and many people who have never worked or had an opportunity to work great middle class jobs, that they're able to go in and get those. He didn't forget to bring Build Back Better. There's a lot of stuff he might be forgetful, but let's look at what he didn't forget.
They didn't forget.
Because one thing is for sure, if you get rid of him, you can forget getting the stuff that you had and the successes that you have. So it's musical chairs, Bishop, but it's also Russian roulette.
Well,
it's a mix of musical chairs and Russian roulette. And what I'm saying is, if we keep on dancing around, when the music stops, somebody's gonna have the chair.
Right.
Somebody will be president, but they're gonna be dead come November of a self-inflicted wound, because we are playing Russian roulette with this election and with democracy, and that's dangerous, Bishop.
It's very dangerous. It's very dangerous. Democracy truly is on trial. Democracy truly is on trial.
That's right.
It truly is. But listen, Shannon's going to argue. We're going to be back with more about this on Straight Talk with yours to the Greg Fann, the Preacher Man, and Shanan E. Jones. Don't forget to like us, subscribe, make comments, and share on our YouTube channel. And listen to us each and every Sunday at 7 p.m. on WIGO 1570 on your AM dial. And it's Straight Talk Around the World with yours to the Greg Fann, the Preacher Man, and Shanan E. Jones. And I call him Big Papa. Until next week, this ain't been nothing but what? Straight Talk. Take us out of here, Hal.
Want to be a guest on Straight Talk? Email Greg Fann at FANN922 at Comcast.net or call 404-308-0795. Join us again for another episode of Straight Talk with Shanan Jones and Greg Fann, the Preacher Man.